In the past, I would struggle with days like this where we would just move up and up and up, and I was scared to take anything. Today, I didn't miss that play, and I'm going to show you what I've learned over the past 5 years to help me see the move before it happened. Let's talk through 469-point play today, right now. I don't often do this to start, but I want to show you this today. So we had a 4-hour play that was really a nice setup. And I want to show you one of the first things I look at is structure. And so in today's session, we had a really nice setup here of a inverse head and shoulders. Now this is the shoulder, head, and shoulder, right? And it's inverse, so we're moving up. And so this right here tells us a lot, right? We're creating a shelf. This is giving me an area of support to then push up off of that. Now in the after hours or the after hour session on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, we pushed up pretty hard and then we just rejected off of that back to this 4-hour 9. This pink line you see is the 9 on the 4-hour. And so what we did today was exactly what I talked through in the Discord. I'll show that here in a minute, but we pushed down a little bit to collect more buyers. And then from that, we actually pushed up off of that, which is a beautiful play. And really just kind of moved straight up from that point that we broke this this flag, if you will, right here. So that would have been the flag. Then we broke out of that to the upside. Now it's easy to see now, but during that moment, how can we tell? What are some things that we can see to say this is the play that I want to take for the day and be done? If I slide over to the Discord this morning at the pre-market setups, we talked through this, right? So my internet actually went out this morning as I was trying to post the plays for the day. I always do this every day. If we're strong, if we're weak, right? We have to look both ways. We cannot have a bias. If we have a bias of what's going to happen, we're probably going to lose more times than not. So what do we see today? This was my strong scenario, right? So I was saying that there was this liquidity area up here around 400 to like 450 area. And if we could get through this level right here, this trend line that we created, if we could break through that, then there's a good possibility for us to push up off of this. And so that's exactly what happened today. We got this move to around 415, and then from 415 we really kind of just chopped out through the day. So that's kind of what we got for the day. But what are some of the things that we're seeing to take this play? So let's just dive down into like the 15-minute here. The 15 minutes is going to show me some good stuff that we really need to understand when we're thinking about the technicals of trading, right? And so we talk about this in the Discord. There's 3 things that we really need to be on to be a great trader. So technicals, psychological, and risk management. Those are the 3 things that you need to understand and need to be good at. And it doesn't take, you're not going to learn it in a day, but you can learn it over time. So what we saw today was this controlled move down right here. So got this move in the after hours, we really pushed down. And if you pay attention to in Q, something you'll notice when we pull back is we'll get like a pullback, we'll get a deep pullback, and then we'll come back up off of that. And if you have your trend line drawn, when it comes back, that's a really good place to take that position to then take it to your target. So if I look at it here, we had this rejection here to the downside. And then at open this morning, you can see that we created this bullish candle. Now I don't put much on that, but it's a big, this tells us a lot right here. This big wick right here tells us that there's a lot of buyers down here, right? Because what does that mean? That means that we actually pushed down on this candle, but then there were so many buyers that actually pushed us back up off of that. And so what it did was it created this bigger body at the top, and it left kind of this larger wick at the bottom. And that's signifying potential strength, right? So at this point, we're really looking for anything that could tell us that there's strength. Now, I'm not being biased in any means, but I'm thinking through the play. I'm planning out, and I'm seeing the potential option if it does play out. And so we did get that play where it pushed up. The first sign is that we break the VWAP. So right here, we're breaking the VWAP. So that's just volume weighted average, and this pushes up. And then once we push off of that, you can see we're getting above the 9 and the 15. And then from there, it really is just up. Where can we take an entry, right? We don't want to rush our entries. We don't want to get into early. You don't want to get into late. Where you could get in is once we break this trend line and we take our first initial pull back. So this is what we call like a retest, right? So we push back. We find ourselves on this 9. You can see this pink 9 moving up, right? This is a great place to take that trade. This is around 10:25. So at this point in the day, we're already past the craziness pre 10 a.m., right? Eastern time. This is a great place to take a position to then take this move up, right? And so where would I take my play? Where would I get out? You might think this is crazy, right? But if you're taking this position at 194, I'm not looking at the numbers, right? I'm not looking at how much it is. The thing I'm really looking at is where's the target? Like where could we go? And so we talked about it a little bit in the Discord, but this 400 level was prime all day to get to. And that's exactly what we did. And there really wasn't much resistance there either, right? There wasn't much at all. You can see each of these candles were just moving up. But pay attention to what we're doing, right? As we move up, these candles start to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And then we start to round, right? So there's a lot going on here that we could talk through. But right now I want to just show you this potential play that we saw, right? How did we see it? What did we see? So that's the first thing we saw. The second thing I want to kind of talk through is, let me get a lot of this off the charts, is let me show you this. So the second thing I want to show you is, we'll delete that. I'll delete this guy. Is we created a beautiful W pattern here. And this is something that we'll often see. So what is a W pattern? A W pattern is when we go down, we find a support, we push back up, maybe halfway or so, and then we attempt to push back down again, right? And typically we'll have a higher low on the second one, and then we'll push back up to create a W, something like this. But sometimes, especially in the morning, this could actually push down a little bit lower and then push up. So we're getting that here. You can see it. So if you see this right here, we push up, then we push down, right? And then we just push out of that. So I know it's probably hard to see initially, but you got to see this right here. And at this point, when we move up right here, we have this channel that we're creating right here, right? When we move up on this channel, we break back down. The first thing I'm thinking is we have a potential for this structure, right? So I saw this right here. We move back up, we break down. If we can break back up off of this, get above this area in this trend line, we're definitely going to be pushing up, right? So that's the other thing that I really saw here, which was really a beautiful formation and structure. So structure was great. You can also see that we're really building in this liquidity area, right? Where this is an area where support, typically you don't want to take shorts in a support area, right? Just like you don't really want to take longs in a resistance or demand, or I'm sorry, a supply area. So in this, we push down, we come back up, we attempt again, but then we push down. So this is a great setup today. I really just wanted to kind of cover this. So let's talk about tomorrow really quick, and then we will wrap up. So what can we see tomorrow? Now, I will say that we've had a big move to the upside here. I know I got a lot on my chart at the moment, but we're still in these levels that we've kind of been making, right? So now we're kind of stair-stepping up. So tomorrow you could look for potential liquidity build here and then push off of that to the upside if we're going to be strong, okay? That's the first thing. The other thing is we could get some sort of pull back off of this down and then maybe push up later. We'll see what happens. I definitely would be watching these areas. So this area right here and this area right here are going to be two areas that we really need to watch. So if we break above this area, well, then we're probably going to be trying to push up to this area, which is around 900, which is great. That's probably not going to happen all in one day, but just, kind of talking through what could potentially be happening soon. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Again, in the morning, I'll be posting the if strong, if weak situations. Feel free, and I hope you would make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join our Discord if you want to kind of see some of these trade setups live. I tried my best to post those as we go, and I hope I talk to you soon. See ya.